By the time I reach the counter, she's nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Long, dark hair, kinda shy. She had, some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try and find her. Sure, I'll just hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right, I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing, I just talked to her, tried to get to know her, didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before. I guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless. That's what I said. Tactless. That girl's a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound at all convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's only an elephant if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, and she blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who had papers on their desks really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it? I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. No, yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetch my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and return to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? You're a fucking loser nerd with no friends, huh? I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else. I see. But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? I turn around to see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Oh boy, is he gonna bore me? Who's me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before yesterday. I don't think so. I would remember someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? Prove that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear. How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and you are telling the truth and I just can't remember it, or you are a spy. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses of his. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Kenji points a finger in my face damningly. Unlike you! Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies! If you think you pass as Hazao because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there! Kenji comes closer, one step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage if he even did. Oh wait, I see it now, damn. Really is you. Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards, just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good, I think. Something wrong? I don't know. Just had some stupid stuff happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on the people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah. Sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in. You know how it is, the Bilderbergs, Epstein. I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us. You see, this is how it is, this world. There's no justice, you see? Even when I lose, I win, because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It doesn't matter. He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? Yeah, kinda. It's nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. Was my fault, really, I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl? A cute one? Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face... I guess it could go either way. Here's another choice scenario for us. And she was very obviously cute, and if you disagree, I will fucking fight you 10 times a week. But that will give us points towards both Lily and Hanako. And we're not going for them, so we're going to straight up lie to this asshole's face. Say that Hanako wasn't cute. Not exactly cute, no. There are a lot of cute girls here. A strangely disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of this school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen? I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets? Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in this school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40. He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing. Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready? I don't know where this is going, but I think I won't be missing much by cutting out now. No, I am not ready. I only get as far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he really doesn't care if my mind is blown or not. I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. Boy, that takes me back to 2012 when the first waves of the anti-feminist internet movements started to crop up and were generally laughed at. Now there's a whole army of people who think you're just completely stupid if you don't hate all women and anyone who isn't a straight white cis male. But who cares about that right now? Kenji's got something important to tell us. This disparity in the number of men and women is a clear sign of how far they've come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are a majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the buildup of a military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy's badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They're so cunning. As expected of women, this guy doesn't know women at all. They're stupid, is what I'm implying. Soon the day will come when... Kenji's voice trails off ominously. That is why you can't trust them. They'll string you along and then kill you, just as they killed me. You will end up just like me. No, hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what does that mean? You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So? You're not supposed to say something like that? Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yeah, mass feminist conspiracy. Stop it, stop. I lost you way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration. Which I wish what would happen to my pants. Too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets? Abso-fucking-lutely. Except for the ones from Goosebumps. No puppets. You don't like puppets? Okay. Graphs are still cool though, right? Oh boy, is he gonna red pill me? He speaks energetically, almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. Item pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong. Something on your mind, dude? Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part. Oh, Kenji, you're killing my throat. And that part is kind of important. There can only be one. Like in that foreign movie where there could only be one. And in the end, there's only one dude left. Because that was the point. Hold on. Give me a moment. Fuck. Okay, new voice for Kenji has to be incoming. Wow. That hurt. I've never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds as tangled as... Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal, as tangled as Tangela the Pokemon. I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later. He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly, it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. By cheeks, I thought he meant ass cheeks. This school is some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting into a place that's made for people who are unfit for anyone else would be easy. Maybe I'm just trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school, and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so the situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes the seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on our lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There is no escape." "Hee-chan! Looks like we're back together again. Yay, yay!" Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. "What's wrong, Hee-chan?" "Oh, Hee-chan, have you been thinking about what we said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you?" "It's okay, Hee-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right!" Ha 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 ha! I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. I'm even more pleased to know that you're both... How? Let's do that again, me. I'm so happy to... I can read, I swear. Nobody make fun of me. I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. I'm even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. I wish she would smack me with the back of her hand. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. I almost want to say something about how a rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is, and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. Boy, do I ever not do that. While reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her work with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh? Who, Hee-chan? Her, Hanako, over there. She always work alone? I think so, Hee-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone? I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something. No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hee-chan. Why not? Shi-chan wouldn't get along with her. Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that lifting up and down quality present in everything she says. Just because, Hee-chan. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize again how Misha's been signing everything she's been saying this whole time. What, Shi-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds too harsh. I'm not going to say that. You said it anyway. I know, Hee-chan. It's fine if you overhear. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa. God, I just have her forever imprinted in my head as now it's all scrambled. Never mind then, I have it nothing in my head. Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of? Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hee-chan. We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly, the food has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in this class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with actual boxed lunches mixed in, chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one that can see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. I do what I always do when I don't know what to do, like now. I've already started on one of the books I borrowed yesterday, and took it with me to school to fill the empty moments between classes. I find the page that I crossed a corner of to mark the spot I left yesterday night, and pick it up from there. Misha and Shizune are still arguing heatedly, probably about restaurants still. If I join them, I just get caught up in that, or worse, get grilled about joining the student council. Misha isn't speaking aloud since there's nobody who'd need to hear what they're talking about. But why does she tend to sign things even when Shizune doesn't need to understand what's being said? Or even more strangely, when Shizune is not around at all? What an odd conflict of habits. I find it hard to focus on the book, and besides, the lunch break beckons me to leave the dullness of the classroom. I do so, heading down for the cafeteria. Misha and Shizune, having come to a conclusion of one or kind or another, follow in my wake, though still talking in their animated fashion. Doesn't look very animated to me. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ouch. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. Oh my god, what's wrong with you? They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and is now fallen down on the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. Is that what that is? The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have any legs, so I didn't notice. Or she does, but they're not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. Unlike the way he said plastic. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Oh, I have to voice bubbly cute girl of leg and chest. Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. She's looking really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. This here, by the way, our girl who yet remains unnamed. This is who I got for my first route of ever playing Katawa. And I got a bad ending. It was bad. I was a dumb little boy. Also, there are bad endings in this game if you don't know how to make tactful choices, as discussed many times so far. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ow! I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away while he's got the power of a sun in his chest, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds dumbfounded, until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was, doubled over myself and looking all tense. Also, this is Amy's theme, by the way. It is called Standing Tall, and I had it as an alarm on my phone back when I went to college, and boy, was it never ever loud enough to wake me up. I had changed that after a couple days of missing class. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. You're no need? I'm fine? Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me big time, but it's nothing more than that. You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay. I said I was fine and nothing's broken. No harm done. That's good. I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time. Oh, I didn't press. Okay, eep. Eep! Hold on, I want to go back and see what that said. What was I interrupted? I feel a hand on my shoulder at the very same time. The girl's eyes widen in horror, and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrified eep! I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing furiously at her, but I don't think she speaks Italian. Miss Ibarazaki, I saw that! Running in the halls is strictly forbidden! Misha translate right on Shizune's trail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arm movements would seem to call for. Sorry, I was just going to get some stuff and I was in kind of a hurry. You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior, sorry I had to burp. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute I find myself smiling. I know that. I was just... Make sure that this will not happen again, although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Amy? The small girl sticks out her tongue in response. I gotta go. Teacher, I'll have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I gotta change and everything. Before Misha or Shizune or I can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway towards the stairwell. Shizune looked like she's about to go nuclear on the spot, so I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down. Are you okay, Hee-chan? That Ibarazaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others. You know, I'm pretty certain Shizune wouldn't call me Hee-chan. Never mind. Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. Just got the wind knocked out of me. That's great, Hee-chan! I wouldn't call that great, but I let it slide this one time. We have to run now. There's an important student council meeting regarding the festival, and we decided where to eat. Too bad you can't join, but this lunch meeting is only for student council members. We can take you there some other time. Oh, but that'd be like a date, wouldn't it? Wahaha! I've kind of forgotten how to do her voice. The girls leave for downstairs. I didn't manage to get that far from the third floor hallway, for all this commotion struck, literally. I should get going as well. The lunch and the afternoon class pass uneventfully. I read most of the book I'd started yesterday, and eat some of the mostly inedible offerings of the cafeteria. The class is tiresome. The teacher seems like an okay person, despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there's still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Muto is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's nobody else around. Nothing? Thinking about what I do after school? The teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he's holding and arranges his papers into a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routined. You have no plans? No. I considered joining a club, but I don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It feels like I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they're blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Panako. It's not like you can ignore her face. Boy, can I ever not. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom, suddenly slamming open.